What's going on, Brandon? Thank you so much for checking out this video. We know your time is valuable, so we're going to jump straight into the top 3 tips that we use every single day in our own agency, as well as for our clients and our customers, and how we consult on how you and businesses like yours can get more customers from being in this map listing and here, what people refer to as the top of Google. Now, we already know that there are knuckleheads and clowns out there that are cold calling companies just like you and me saying, hey, we can get you ranked at the top of Google, pay us X amount per month. But the truth is, a lot of them don't deliver. And even if you don't go with us, you're going to be able to see exactly, in very transparent terms, what it takes to get to the top here in this coveted map listing, as well in this organic section down here. You could pay per click by getting an ad up here, but the best bang for your buck is going to be to stay in the local space and get in this coveted map listing. And the reason for this is because this is where over 70% of your target market is coming to find a service provider just like you. But we got to start with making sure that you have a sizable population, because the higher the population, the more call volume that's just going to come out of it. That's just how it is. So you're sitting healthily, you're over 250,000, so it's a reasonable interest that you could probably have some other opportunities here. And then we got to make sure that you're being found for relevant search terms. This is pretty much a relevancy game as well as a location game. So proximity is something that you can't really control. I mean, you are where you are. But being able to be relevant for phrases like landscaping would really set you apart from your competition and help you to start climbing the map listings and the organic section here. But it doesn't stop there. You want to be found for other relevant search terms or services that you're being able to provide, such as mowing, lawn care, tree trimming even. I included tree service because whether or not you may be a tree service company, that doesn't change the fact that, tree trimming versus tree service, people are typing in very different things with a very different intent. Somebody with tree service, they're looking to get rid of probably something that's 40 feet or above, whereas tree trimming, they're just looking to get a branch cut off, and paying $1,500 for just a little branch that's kind of out of reach might be a little bit pricey and steep for somebody. So being able to offer things that are very relevant. Also, you might want to explore having your search term here, as well as this phrase like Wichita, Kansas, or city and state being in the beginning. So Wichita, tree trimming, Wichita, KS, tree trimming, not necessarily in this order. So different varieties that you can have here. Now, we're going to go over 3 things here that are going to help you to get to the top of the map listing and search results so you can get more calls. And the focus of this is not to be at the top, because I've positioned people for branding at the top of search results. And while we're playing on a global scale, that doesn't change the fact that traffic does not necessarily mean more phone calls. There are different kinds of campaigns. And we're going to kick this off with Google's own words for what it takes to get to the top of search results. You want to give visitors the information you're looking for. So tip number 1 is to provide high quality content on your pages of your website, especially your homepage. Google takes the time out of their day to take this a step further in this passage to say, this is the single most important thing to do. So if you were to do a search for just about anything on the World Wide Web, let's actually open up a new tab here, and we'll go to google.com. So if you were to do a search for just about anything, it could be a boxer, it could be for elephants, midgets, whatever have you. And we're looking at somebody here named Mike Tyson, a famous boxer. What's the one thing that usually always comes up? It's Wikipedia. Why? Well, as we scroll down here, and we're not even halfway down this page, and look at how many words are on this page. A lot of business owners that I talk with, they don't like a website looking like this. However, Google's own words have said this is the single most important thing to do. So if we were to do a comparison to your website versus somebody else's, you can see that you really don't have that many words on your page. You're only sitting at 166 words. Whereas we start scrolling and there's tons of words on your competitor that is at the top. Now, granted, this is tree service, but you can look at your other competitors who are offering similar services to what you have. And this person's sitting at 2,077 words. So there's a huge difference, and that's one of the reasons that they're whooping your tail and the rest of the competition. So you want to get more words on your page, and that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is talking about something called a local business citation. For any local business, it's any online mention of your business's name, address, and phone number. This is pretty straightforward. Your citations can occur on different locations like local business directories, websites and applications, whether mobile or desktop, as well as social media. So when you get in here, if you do the citations right, once you have this Google map listing claimed and you're in control of it, you want to build this out, you want to dial it in, make sure your name, your address, your phone number, your industry that you're servicing, everything has to be dialed in here. And then by putting all of these citations well placed on the World Wide Web, you can start having them act as a vote, and Google can confirm this through what they do through the spider crawlers and have you start moving up this map listing to be in the coveted spot here. Now, this is not an isolated item. You still have to do content, citations, and then this third thing we're going to get into. But in order for this to rise, your boat has to be in the water. And there's about 20 different listings on this page just for landscaping, and we couldn't find your listing. So I am human, maybe I overlooked it, but at the end of the day, if we can't find this, and we're experts at doing search results, chances are people are coming to your competition for your kind of services. So we were able to find your listing here and at least start looking at it. You're missing business hours. When we click on this, it says own this business. It seems that it's already been claimed, which is a very good start. But you still want to put more photos on there. You definitely want to get these reviews up, and we have opportunities to help you with that too. Now, if you wanted to do the citation thing on your own and you did not want to outsource to us, that's fine. Best of luck to you. But keep in mind that you have to be careful on who you pay and what they can do. So, or not do, as it were. So let's go down this listing, because you can find on this company website here, okay, I just did a quick search for it, and you can find these local business citation spots that you can go into and claim a listing. Here's an example. Bing. Bing is a search engine. Over here, Yelp. Yelp is a review site. You can just go on and on and on. Now, we have a listing of over 300 citation locations that give you the best bang for your buck. If you still don't want to go through with us, that's fine. You still have about 100 here that you can go after, but here's what you need to do. You need to go one by one, by one, by one, by one, all the way through these individually. And here's what you need to do. We'll use Bing as an example. You need to create an email that this platform is going to be able to engage with. For example, you may have to create an Outlook email or a Hotmail or an MSN email here, whereas over at Yelp and some of these other locations, you may not need to. Now, once you've done that, then you need to go in and verify this, which oftentimes they send you an email. So that's pretty quick right there. But then you need to go and claim this business listing, then build it out just like we did with this Google Map listing on this other page over here. Okay, you pretty much have to dial these in. And then you need to submit them for verification. Now, Yelp is a very big culprit of this. Here's what they do. They will say, oh, you need to be submitted for verification. And then they call you and they say, hey, we wanted to verify that you did this. And then on the back end of that, they try to pitch and upsell you. Now, I'm not saying anything bad about Yelp. They're just a business like you and me. However, I've talked to a lot of business owners who have said they've gotten into a contract, a long-term contract with a company like Yelp, and they were not pleased with the service. They're not getting any leads, but they can't get out of that contract. It's airtight, and they either have to pay it out or they have to ride it out. So I don't want you to get into the possibility of getting all of these calls. Okay, this is a necessary evil in the game of local space. You want more calls from being at the top of map listings, you need to go through this. And this can trigger calls, marketing calls. And these will die down after a few weeks, but it depends on how fast you get these done. If you have to do one by one by one by one by one, when are you going to get these done in your business day? Do you have to show up early for work to get 5 of these done? And then after work, you'll get another 5. And then if you have kids and you got to put them to bed, you're going to be burning the midnight oil to get another 5 done. And you have to do this over 100 times. Well, we have a team that we've put together and we've trained so they can do the best bang for your buck. We can do short descriptions, long descriptions, business hours. We can dial every single one of these in for and on your behalf. Now, if you want to do this yourself, you're welcome to. If not, let's have a conversation and we'll see what's up. So tip number 1 was content. Tip number 2 is citations. And tip number 3 here is called, where are we? Here we go. We're back to Google's own words. It's called a backlink. So what is this? Well, we've seen this clickable text all over the World Wide Web, and when I hover over it, pay attention down here in this lower left, see what comes up. It says support.google.com. That indicates that when you click on this, you're going somewhere else on the World Wide Web. So this is page A with the link, and when you click on it, it takes you to page B. Google interprets this whole situation as a vote by this page over to the others. So basically, a backlink is a vote. And you want to do this naturally, they're saying, okay? But at the end of the day, you want to have more backlinks than somebody else, but you also want quality backlinks. Back in 2013, Google came out with a while this is loading here, this is called SEO Quake. It's a Google Chrome extension that gives me some information about your website, and it's free. You can engage with it too. So back in 2013, Google came out with a patent and update where they can actually investigate your backlinks, and they can determine whether they're relevant in terms of topic. So topical relevancy as well as the quantity. So it's no longer a quantity game like back in 2001 where it was like the Wild Wild West and the person with the most backlinks won. So you're sitting at about 6 different pages but 0 backlinks. Your competitor over here, this hasn't quite loaded, but I'm sure it's going to have more than you. They're sitting at 46 pages. So go ahead and check this out in your own time. But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to communicate is the best way to get here and get your phone ringing is to go after content, citations, and backlinks. You want to do more than your competition, and you also want it to be topically relevant and high quality. So if you think we have a few tricks up your sleeve, what we'd like to do is invite you to hit reply on your email and let us know you just want to schedule a quick 18-minute call to see if it's a fit. We're not a hard-pressed kind of company that's going to sell you, okay? If it's not a good fit, fine, but we won't know if we should make you rich or your competition rich in the marketplace. And we have the power to do that because we are lead generators. It's what we do. So if you think we have a few tricks up our sleeve and you want to get more call volume, just go back to your email, hit reply, let us know you'd like to schedule a time to talk, and we will speak with you soon.